Welcome to day 27 of your Texas Realtor Video Bootcamp. This is brought to you by Lux Mortgage Team, and Jorge and I are glad you're here. As always, we love helping you grow your business, so if you have a home buyer that's in need of home loan, we're happy to serve. All right, so today we're going to continue talking about stories, so let me go ahead and walk you through those. All right, so first of all, let's talk about adding a story. There's a few different ways that you can do it. You have the plus button in the top right-hand corner. You have the plus button by your profile picture. I have the plus button down here in the middle. All of those, you can find a way to add a story. So either one of those. If you hit the plus button, you can add from your camera, you can add video, you can add an image, anything that you want. Just remember that the videos are up to 60 seconds, so just keep that in mind. So let's say that I hit the plus button and I hit story, and then it will take you directly to your camera. You can add filters still, and let's say you take a picture. These are great for behind the scenes, showing what you do during the day, showing yourself at your computer, showing a property with a client, anything personal as well. Once again, to the left of text, to the double A, you can go ahead and tag branded content if you have something like that. I've never used that. You can add text just like you would a reel. Change the color, change the location, anything that you want to do. You can also add a location, mention someone there. Stickers, the algorithm will give you some love. Add your location. You can mention someone. You can, right here, write some sort of prompt. You can ask questions. So ask a question and then the people can respond, and that will go to your direct messages. If you want to delete it, go right there. You can add music, you can add emojis, your avatar, you can add a poll, ask a question and you give yes, no, or other options. So these are great ways to make this interactive. You can have a quiz. So you can get very creative with these. Also, just know on the quiz option right here, see these die right here? You can hit this and it'll come up with a quiz option for you. And then you give the options like spiders, ghosts, and then you have to select what the correct answer is. So lobsters, I don't know. And then let's say you're really scared of spiders. So you have to make sure that you select the correct answer. So if you want to make it housing wise, obviously, then you could change that as well. So that's a fun thing to get people engaged in. You can also add links, which is super cool. So you actually add the URL here, and then where it says customize sticker text, then you just write what the URL is for. So for instance, if it was, I'm just going to put facebook.com because it's the first link that comes to mind. And then let's say it was your, the listing website or something. You could be like, see amazing home here. Obviously, you would come up with something way better than that, but it would look like that. And then you could tap it for different looks. And of course you can move that too. Okay, so you have all these different stickers, hashtags, all different options, countdowns. So countdown name to open house, set date and time. So there's some really cool ways, guys. So there you go. So have a lot of fun with that. I love stories because when people respond, then obviously it goes to your direct messages, which is amazing. All right, so the next thing is obviously you have GIFs that you can add as well. You can search for GIFs too. And then you can draw, you can save. There's some really creative things that you can do here for sure. So I love doing things like this. So if I write hello, and then let's say I search up here for fireworks, just some ways to make it stand out. So just some fun things, right? Then you can add sparkles behind it. And you can just keep doing that just to make things stand out just a little bit, right? And then you add a quiz or a question or anything like that. And then once again, you can add music and all kinds of things. So those are the stories. And of course, you would hit next and it would post. So that's if you add an image. So let's go back. Then, of course, you can go ahead and look through these different filters, and there's green screen, and there's all kinds of things you can play with. So if I look right here on the left-hand side, I can scroll through here. There's create. So this is where you can create, just plain text. So if I go here, I can change the colors. Once again, you can play with it. You can add text, do all the same things that we talked about before, everything that we were doing before. So this is just where you're adding just text, right? So if I go here, you can add a boomerang, which is kind of what we did before, where you can do a boomerang image, right? So if I go back, discard. Let's see, hands-free layout. Okay, so you can add multiple. So you can change the grid layout. Dual is where it'll show your front and your back camera, and so forth. Okay, so y'all can just play with that. Now, of course, you can add things from your camera roll. So let's add Rambo. So there's Rambo. So once again, all the same things, boomerang, text. You can add effects. Everything is the same. Okay, you also have the option to share it to your stories or to close friends. You can hit next, and there you have it. Okay, so that is the stories. The next thing that you can do is that you can add multiple stories at once. So you can select right here where it says select multiple, and then you can choose more than one. So this is great for carousel posts. So this is an awesome thing for that. And so I love it for carousel posts. So just so you know, you can select more than one. So you would just go doot, 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 and so on, and then you would post it. All right, so you don't have to just do one. So if you have listing photos, etc. Okay? All right, so that is your stories. Now, let's say that you have, we were talking about the highlights. These are your highlights right here. So these are stories that you posted and that you did not want to go away. So let's go ahead and post a story. So I'm going to post Rambo. And I'm just going to post him like that. And then I'm going to post something like that. And hit next. Okay, so now the story is posted and it is currently uploading. Now remember, stories are a great way to connect with the people that are already following you, with your current followers. And so you want a combination of personal, professional, behind the scenes, things that you're currently going through daily. And so some people post multiple times a day, in the morning, during lunch, in the evening, more times than that. So this is definitely something you can post quite often. It does not need to be, overly filtered or thought out, any of those things. All right, so if I wanted to save this, then at the very bottom, I click highlight. And then I can choose which highlight I want to save it to. So I could save it to the about section, for instance, if it was about me, okay, and my family. If you don't have any highlights yet, then you could click new. And this is where you would start adding new highlights. So if I wanted to add Rambo as a highlight, so let's say I want to add cute pups, then I would hit add. So now I have cute pups as a highlight. All right. So now when I go to my feed, you'll see cute pups right there. Now that obviously, first of all, looks strange. So I'm going to want to edit the highlight picture. Now, if you go to Canva, I'll show you where you can actually get highlight covers. You can also get them off of Etsy. You can make your own. Honestly, mine are just pictures of color. You can use the same color. There's all kinds of ways you can get creative with this. Some people use letters and spell out a word. The issue is that if you do that and then you add a highlight and the letters get out of order, then your word's out of order. It's really up to you. But if you want to edit the highlight, you just click the highlight, you click more, and you click edit highlight. And then you click edit cover. And that's how you would edit it. So you would go here to the camera roll picture right there, and that's where you would change the photo. So if for instance, for me, I would just do a plain cover, but let's say you wanted it to be of a home, then you could do that. And if you wanted to change the name, you could change that. Done. And then if you want to delete a highlight or if you want to send it somewhere, you can hit all of these. You can also boost your stories like we talked about yesterday. And if you want to remove it from a highlight, you can do that as well. Okay? So that is where you would do that. All right. Whenever I hold the highlight, this is where you can delete highlight, edit highlight. You can convert it to a reel. You can share the QR code. I'm going to go ahead and delete this highlight. So let me go ahead and show you in Canva. Typically I work on my desktop, but if you went here, you can go to Instagram. Highlights. Instagram story highlights. And they have all these highlight covers that you can alter and make your own. Okay. All right, let's get to today's content idea of the day.
All right, so you want this, and this. Take a look at this. All right, so you want this, and this. Take a look at this.